I'm ready to talk about this next guy, though. This guy, it is exciting.
He sure is. And I know that plenty of people, plenty of organizations have given this young man, Quinn Mathews, a ton of praise over the last year. So, Quinn, for what it's worth, we know you're watching at home. You were named the Prospect Live Minor League Pitcher of the Year in 2024, a well deserved honor. And Reese, I'm curious. We could talk for days about the young lefty, 6'5", 188, all the attributes you're wanting to see from a pop up pitching prospect. What do you love most about Quinn Mathews?
I love all the pitch mix, and I love the command in which he brings with all these. We're talking about a lefty with like a really sick changeup, 80 to 81, probably touches 82 at certain points. We're talking about a really good fastball too, because he's someone who during his collegiate career at Stanford, he was low 90s. All of a sudden, he comes to St. Louis, and whoa, we're talking about a guy who's hitting 98 miles per hour on the fastball, and that was like really early on in the season. And everyone's like, oh my goodness, we need to keep an eye on this because he has all the softer skills. He's got above average command. He's got the good changeup. Everybody on the West Coast, every college arm, whenever you tune in to watch college baseball, if you watch a collegiate like West Coast game, just know the starting pitcher is probably going to have really good command. He's probably going to throw a bunch of strikes, and he's probably going to have a really good changeup. And Quinn Mathews was that. He's kind of like what Shane Bieber was at points in his career, and all of a sudden the Guardians got more out of Shane Bieber. Well, now the Cardinals are doing the same with Quinn Mathews. The slider is pretty good. It's a 55 pitch, which means we think it's above average, offering 83 to 85. The curveball is nothing crazy, but it's also ultimately like a get me over. But we're talking about a guy who just spots. He just dots his pitches right where Jimmy Crooks sets up his glove and everything like that. So I think that this is a guy, you don't make it from single A to triple A on accident. And, he was someone in college who threw 146 pitches in his last game. And all of a sudden now he's like, people are wondering if the arm is going to hold up. It's held up, and I think that he is ready to make the major leagues. I think that they should be aggressive with him and have him break camp with the team, but that's just me personally.
So that's not ruining game time, but it's teasing. I guess we'll get to that in a moment. I love the Shane Bieber shout specifically because it does have a lot of the same archetypal notes to hit along the way, though. You see a guy who, again, in his time at Stanford, and I believe it was a maybe a round of 16 or round of 32. I don't remember what round, but the start for Stanford that we're discussing was deep in the playoffs. And so for Mathews to excel in that way, I think that anybody worried about whether his arm can withstand it is not aware of the lore here. So keep them up to date with the lore on Quinn Mathews. Like you said, man, truly exceptional. I love that he's got such a tall frame. It's a great arm angle. We clearly have seen him up the velocity, which again we haven't talked about the bands on his pitches, but again, going from kind of mid 90s, touching that 96ish area to an 80 mile per hour changeup, and then the sliders a couple of degrees ticked up from that with strong command across the board. What's not to love about this guy? And clearly at Prospects Live we do. All right, game time. So let's say, how many major league starts does Quinn Mathews make in 2025? I'm going to set the bar at 9. Over or under?
Over. I'm going to go 12.
Oh,
Comfortably over.
my word. Okay. Comfortably over. Okay. Yeah, about 25%. So I guess 33%. I can't do math. That's why I write for a living. So, Reese, I'm going to ask you this as well. In terms of innings pitched for Quinn Mathews in the majors, let's set the bar at 100. Over or under?
I'm going to say under because they're going to treat him with kid gloves.
Probably safest. I don't, again, like we said with Hens, what's exactly the point in rushing it when, again, Matt, cover your ears at home. This might just be a season to forget for St. Louis, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't think there's
I
any
think
point in
so.
rushing.